You can justify anything with numbers because you can kind of make up your own numbers and you can tilt this way and you can tilt that way. So if you want to justify a certain opportunity and you want numbers to back you, look, you've already decided that it's not a sunk cost, that you're going to keep going. Well, guess what? You can probably manipulate some numbers to justify that. It's not as simple as saying like it's emotional and behavioral. Yeah, that is emotional and behavioral, but like I can come up with numbers that like support you, probably. And that's where that stubbornness to not be open to what's next, to not consider that maybe there was some hubris and just to be humble and have humility that like you're not perfect and we're not perfect and no one's perfect. And sometimes this is just how we move forward. We explore, we try things. Sometimes you have to put money into that to try things. And you decide that, no, that's not the right investment or opportunity or whatever it is. And you pivot. And the sunk cost at that point, it's gone, doesn't matter. I think so often business owners get stuck in this trap of like, I just got to grind through, right? It's about grit and grind. You've spent a ton of time on it. Your team has spent a ton of resources on it. You're kind of trying to protect the downside and protect against the worst that could happen. And so you just keep pushing through. And I think I always go back to the power of the positive, right? So instead of thinking, what's the worst that could happen, right? Which is, oh, we don't get a return on the money or time we've already spent. Okay. A, that's a capped downside, right? Because you already spent it, time and money. But let's reframe it and start thinking about the positive, the power of the positive. What's the best that could happen? And the best that could happen might be a totally different thing. It might be a totally different vein. It might just be like pivoting ever so slightly on the current course. But you just have to be open to, well, is there a better outcome we could be pursuing? Because time is a limited resource. Money is a limited resource. And I think going from this kind of like negative, what's repeating in your head, these stories, right? That it's like, oh man, we've already got so much team and that we're attached to this. Let's just keep attacking it and we'll grind our way through. To, well, what's the best that could happen? And that might be just like moving on entirely from a project.